Hi, I'm Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here in the Moda film studio here at International Quilt Market in Houston, Texas. I am super excited to be sharing some more little ideas for you for English paper piecing. I previously filmed a video sharing how to put together a grandmother's flower garden block. And so today I'm going to give you a few more ideas and also show you how to attach these blocks to your background fabric. I hope you'll have a lot of fun as we learn and see some fun options for this amazing technique. If you haven't seen the first video that I did, we've got it linked in the description below or right here. Go ahead and watch that and learn all about English paper piecing. I promise you're going to love it. It is not as difficult as it looks, and just a warning, it might be slightly addictive. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. One thing I want to share is that I keep my hexagons after they have been made. I actually keep the papers in on the outside edges until I'm ready to sew it to a background fabric. And then I simply go ahead and just pop them out. And I think I mentioned it in the previous video, but I do save these and reuse them. I will iron them and just keep them in a bag, and I use them over and over and over again. One great way to start is to actually, I like to share how to do this using a 4-patch, because what that does is that gives us lines so that we can really easily line up our flower in the center. Now, if you're working with a solid piece of fabric, what you would want to do is you would want to fold it in half, lightly press, fold it again and lightly press, and that'll give you those light little lines so that you can also line up. But since I've got a 4-patch, I'm just going to use these seams, and I'm going to make sure that I've got 2 seams right here in between, right just lined up with that seam line for my 4-patch, the seams on the hexagon flower. And then sometimes you have to slide it over. I will actually sometimes use a ruler or just the lines on my cutting mat and make sure that I've got it pretty even. Now, I do like to use little clover applique pins to secure my flower to the background, but I don't use a lot of them. I'll typically put about 3 per flower in. And something else I'll do if I'm doing a lot of these blocks for a quilt or a project, I will prep a bunch of them, and then I can just take them with me and work on it on the go. Okay, so once I've got it attached to my background, I'm ready to start stitching. I've got a needle already threaded, and a lot of people ask me what thread I use. I just use RFL thread, and I will typically match the flowers. I'm actually just going to use a cream colored thread here because even my reds and pinks have a little bit of cream, and so I feel like it'll just blend right into the fabric. So I've got a knot right at the end of my fabric, and I'm just going to come up from the back side, and I usually come up right at a seam allowance so that knot is just kind of buried in the back, and I come straight up, I go straight down, and I just come over about 1/8 of an inch, and I come right back up in the edge of that fabric. See, I've got my thread a little longer here. And then I just repeat straight down and then up in one motion. And I can do this pretty quickly, watching television even, or attending a sports event. One tip that I do like to do is I do like to come directly up in a point of the hexagon. I just feel like that really helps secure that point. So I will come directly up in that point, and then again, it's always a straight down. The needle is just perpendicular to the fabric. So, and I don't know, if we look at the back side, you can see I have these little tiny stitches here. And you can see that it's really attaches super well. I just love it. And as I come to the sections that have the pins, I just go ahead and remove the pins and just keep going. One thing I want to point out about these fabrics is some of you might recognize that this Grandmother's Flower Garden block is pieced with fabrics from our Strawberry Lemonade fabric. And that was a collection from a couple years ago that we have absolutely loved working with. But these background fabrics are from our Poinsettia and Pear collection, which you are seeing now. And the Poinsettia and Pear collection is sort of a Christmas group, but not a Christmas group. So as you can see, the majority of the fabrics in this collection just really work with your spring quilts. So I've got some of these other hexagons prepped and ready to go. And you can see that these are spring colors. You can use them for all of your sewing. It does not have to be just for your Christmas sewing. We've got lots of fun combinations with that. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up this block and then I will rejoin you and show you what it looks like after it's all sewn. So I'm actually about to take the last stitch, and I did just want to show you what I do on the back. So again, I take that last straight down perpendicular stitch, and when I get on the back, because for this fabric, because I started on a seam allowance, I've actually got my seam allowance there where I can bury my thread, but I just do a little knot, and I usually do it twice. And then actually I also just run my needle. I'm going to do it through the seam allowance here because I have that. But if you don't have it, you can also just run it through the fabric. You don't want to poke through the fabric and come out onto the front, but you can just run it through the back, and you don't even have to knot it there. You've already knotted it, your knot is buried, and you can just cut it off. And our flower is securely attached to the background. And I just honestly put these in a box until I have a whole bunch of them, and then I make a quilt. I hope you enjoyed this today. I hope it'll give you a little bit of confidence, because this technique is super fun and it's actually super easy and beginner friendly. And if you enjoyed this, keep watching, because it's Sherri and Chelsi week on the Moda YouTube channel, and we will be back with more fun things. Thanks so much for stopping by.